Let me ask you something powerful today. What if one small change in your daily eating habits could lower your creatinine, protect your kidneys, and give you back the energy you've been missing for years? What if you discovered that some of the foods you believed were healthy snacks were actually pushing your creatinine higher, creating more stress on your kidneys and slowing down your metabolism? Most people don't realize this. They're trying, they're making what they think are good choices. They're eating nuts because every magazine and health website tells them they're healthy. But not all nuts are the same. Some can actually increase your creatinine levels because they're dense in compounds your kidneys have to work overtime to process. And if your kidneys are already stressed, even slightly, those choices begin to matter a lot. So today, I want to walk you through something incredibly important. The 3 nuts you must avoid if your creatinine is high, and what to eat instead to naturally support kidney health, reduce metabolic stress, and help your body function the way it was designed. Because here's the truth. Your body wants to heal. It wants balance. It wants clarity. And it constantly tries to give you signs: fatigue, swelling, muscle cramps, headaches, high creatinine. But most people ignore them, not because they don't care, but because nobody ever teaches them what these signs actually mean. But you are here. You are listening. And that alone tells me something powerful. You are ready for change. Think about your kidneys for a moment. These 2 small organs filter your blood all day long. They clean out toxins, regulate mineral levels, help manage hormones, and keep your internal system running smoothly. When creatinine rises, your body is giving you a gentle warning: I'm working too hard. Help me out. And help can be simple. Help can be natural. Help can start with what you choose to put on your plate. I want you to imagine waking up feeling lighter, clearer, with more energy, to imagine your next blood test showing healthier creatinine levels, to imagine feeling in control of your health, not confused, not overwhelmed, not scared, just empowered and confident. That starts with knowledge. That starts with awareness, and that starts today. So let's talk about the 3 nuts that can push your creatinine levels higher. And more importantly, the foods you should choose instead. Foods that nourish your kidneys, reduce inflammation, and make you feel stronger from the inside out. Stay with me. This is one of the simplest changes you will ever make, but the impact can truly transform your health. Creatinine is more than just a number on a lab report. It's a reflection of how well your kidneys are functioning. When creatinine rises, even slightly, it means your kidneys are struggling to keep up with the demands placed on them. And one of the biggest demands, one most people never think about, is what we eat every single day. Nuts are often seen as healthy, high-protein snacks, and yes, they have benefits, but when creatinine is high, your kidneys need less metabolic stress, not more. You need foods that are gentle, clean, natural, and easy for your body to process. The reason this matters so much is simple. When your kidneys work too hard, your whole body pays the price. High creatinine doesn't go away on its own. You must change something. Early action can prevent long-term damage. Nuts high in oxalates, phosphorus, or plant toxins force your kidneys to do extra work. Over time, this increases inflammation, raises creatinine, and makes your body feel heavy, tired, and sluggish. But the good news, you are not powerless. Small changes can create big improvements. Choosing the right foods can lower inflammation, improve filtration, and help normalize your creatinine levels naturally. You don't need complicated diets. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need extreme changes. You just need to know what to avoid and what to eat instead. This is why today's message matters so much, because when you understand how food affects your body, you become the CEO of your own health. You stop guessing. You stop fearing. You start taking control. And once you take that first step, your confidence grows. You start feeling better. You start seeing results. And suddenly, your health is no longer a struggle. It becomes a journey toward strength and vitality. High creatinine isn't the problem itself. It's the message your body is sending. It's a warning sign that your kidneys are working harder than they should. And one of the reasons this happens is because certain foods force your kidneys to carry a heavier load, even foods you may have always believed were healthy. Nuts are a perfect example. Most people snack on them thinking they're doing something good for their body, but not all nuts are gentle on the kidneys. In fact, some of the most popular ones, like almonds, cashews, and pistachios, contain high amounts of phosphorus, oxalates, and plant defense compounds that place extra stress on your filtration system. When creatinine rises, it means the kidneys can't filter waste at their ideal rate, and anything that adds to that burden pushes the number even higher. Understanding this problem clearly is the first step toward taking back control of your health. Your kidneys are incredibly hardworking organs. Every minute they filter your blood, remove toxins, balance minerals, and regulate fluids. When they're stressed even slightly, the effects show up quickly. You might feel more tired than usual. You might notice swelling. You may experience muscle cramps, or you may simply sense that something is off. But the body doesn't always speak loudly. Sometimes creatinine levels rise long before symptoms appear. That's why paying attention to early signals is so important. The real issue with high-stress nuts is that they demand more from your kidneys at a time when your kidneys need relief. Almonds, for example, are extremely high in oxalates. Cashews contain compounds that increase inflammation and metabolic load. Pistachios are high in phosphorus, which the kidneys struggle to remove when creatinine is already elevated. These foods aren't bad, they're just not ideal for someone trying to support kidney function or bring creatinine back into a healthy range. And if you've been eating them daily, even in small amounts, they may be contributing to the very problem you're trying to solve. When you identify this clearly, when you understand exactly what's pushing your creatinine up, you gain the power to make better choices. You stop guessing. You stop fearing the worst. You begin to see that small dietary adjustments can make a big difference. You're not helpless and you're not stuck with high creatinine. Your body wants balance, and when you remove the stressors, your kidneys can finally catch a breath and begin to function more efficiently. This awareness alone becomes the first major step toward healing, clarity, and long-term kidney health. When your kidneys begin to struggle, the effects ripple quietly through your entire life, often in ways people don't immediately connect to creatinine levels. High creatinine means your kidneys aren't filtering waste as efficiently as they should, and when waste lingers in your bloodstream, you don't feel your best. You may wake up feeling heavy or sluggish even after a full night's sleep. Your mind might feel foggy, making simple tasks feel harder than they should. You may notice swelling in your feet, hands, or around your eyes because your body is holding on to fluid instead of filtering it out. These changes can be subtle at first, easy to overlook, easy to blame on stress or aging, but over time, they add up and start affecting your daily energy and overall quality of life. Meals that once gave you energy may now make you feel tired. Activities you used to enjoy can start feeling exhausting. Even small things, like taking the stairs or getting through a workday, can feel more draining than before, and emotionally, it can be frustrating. You might feel like you're doing everything right, yet your body still seems to be slowing down. That's what happens when the kidneys are overworked. They affect how you feel from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. Long-term high creatinine isn't just a number to ignore. If the underlying stress continues, whether from diet, dehydration, or unhealthy habits, kidney function can gradually decline. When your kidneys are under constant pressure, they lose efficiency, and once that function drops too far, it becomes harder to reverse. This can impact blood pressure, bone strength, hormone balance, and even heart health. The kidneys influence more than most people realize, which is why rising creatinine should never be taken lightly. But here's the good news: because creatinine reflects how your kidneys are performing, it also responds to positive changes. When you remove foods that overload your system and replace them with gentler options, your kidneys feel the difference. When you hydrate properly, reduce sodium, eat cleaner, and make mindful choices, you often feel improvements in your energy, clarity, and mood. Understanding how high creatinine affects daily life helps you recognize why action matters. You realize that your tiredness isn't just aging, your swelling isn't random, your brain fog isn't unavoidable. These are signals, your body asking for support, asking for relief, asking for better choices. And once you recognize the connection, you gain the ability to change the outcome. Your daily habits can either add stress or remove it. And when you choose the path that supports your kidneys, everything in your life begins to feel lighter, easier, and more energized. Simple, natural solutions are often the most powerful, especially when it comes to supporting your kidneys and lowering creatinine levels. Many people assume they need complicated diets, expensive supplements, or strict meal plans to improve their numbers, but the truth is much simpler. Your kidneys respond best to gentle, clean, low-stress foods. When you choose foods that are easier for your body to process, you immediately reduce the workload on your kidneys. And when the workload decreases, creatinine often begins to normalize on its own. This is why replacing high-stress nuts with kidney-friendly options can make such a meaningful difference. Instead of almonds, pistachios, and cashews, which are high in phosphorus, oxalates, and metabolic stress, you can switch to nuts that are naturally low in these compounds. Macadamia nuts, for example, are one of the most kidney-friendly choices available. They are low in oxalates, low in phosphorus, and extremely easy for the body to digest. They provide healthy fats that support energy and hormone balance without adding unnecessary strain to your filtration system. Just a small handful can give you a satisfying snack without the kidney stress that other nuts create. Brazil nuts are another powerful alternative, but in moderation. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day deliver selenium, a mineral that supports antioxidant activity and reduces inflammation. This is important because inflammation is one of the silent drivers of kidney stress and elevated creatinine. You don't need a large amount. In fact, too many can become counterproductive, but a small daily portion can gently support your kidneys and overall well-being. Pecan nuts are a third excellent option. They are lower in phosphorus compared to many other nuts, easier for the kidneys to handle, and rich in antioxidants that help reduce oxidative stress. Pecans provide a satisfying crunch and natural sweetness without the heavy metabolic load found in almonds or pistachios. These simple substitutions may seem small, but your kidneys can feel the difference almost immediately. Beyond nuts, part of the natural solution is making sure your overall diet is clean and supportive. Drinking enough clean water helps your kidneys flush out waste efficiently. Reducing processed foods lowers sodium and chemical additives that burden your kidneys. Choosing whole food proteins, fresh fruits lower in potassium when needed, and nutrient-dense vegetables keeps your system in balance. None of this requires drastic change, just awareness and consistency. The beauty of natural solutions is that your body recognizes them and knows how to handle clean, simple foods. When you remove what stresses and replace it with what nourishes it, your kidneys respond with clarity, balance, and improved function. These small choices become the foundation for long-term kidney health. Making practical changes is where real progress begins. It's one thing to know which foods stress your kidneys and which ones support them, but it's the daily actions, the simple swaps, the mindful habits that create real improvement in your creatinine levels. And the good news is that these changes are incredibly easy to implement. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle. You just need to make small adjustments that your kidneys will immediately appreciate. Start with the easiest step, replacing your usual nuts. If almonds are your go-to snack, switch them out for macadamia nuts. You don't have to give up snacking altogether, far from it. You're simply choosing a nut that is gentler, lower in oxalates, and less demanding on your kidneys. Keep a small container of macadamias at home or in your bag so you're never tempted to reach for the foods that work against your health goals. If you've been eating cashews, swap them with pecans. Pecans offer that same satisfying crunch, but without the heavy phosphorus load that strains kidney filtration. They blend easily into salads, desserts, or snacks, and they're much easier on your system. And if you enjoy pistachios, consider replacing them with just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day. Brazil nuts support antioxidant pathways and fight inflammation, giving your kidneys a helping hand without overwhelming them. Another practical tip is to focus on hydration throughout the day. Many people think they drink enough water, but the reality is that mild dehydration is extremely common and significantly increases creatinine levels. Make it a habit to drink water before you feel thirsty. Keep a glass or bottle within reach and sip consistently instead of drinking large amounts at once. This steady flow helps your kidneys filter waste more smoothly. Reducing salt and processed foods is another easy win. Packaged snacks, instant meals, and junk foods are packed with sodium and additives that your kidneys must filter out. A simple shift toward whole foods, fresh vegetables, clean proteins, and low-sodium options removes that unnecessary burden. Even cooking at home a bit more often can dramatically reduce your intake of hidden salts and chemicals. You can also make your meals more kidney-friendly by using healthier fats like olive oil or avocado instead of heavy sauces or processed oils. These small swaps don't require extra effort. They simply require awareness. And with awareness comes empowerment. Finally, set yourself up for success by preparing your environment. Stock your pantry with the right nuts and remove the ones that cause problems. Fill your fridge with fresh, simple foods. Keep water visible and accessible. The easier you make your healthy choices, the more consistently you'll follow through. These practical steps are small on their own, but together they create a powerful shift that supports your kidneys, lowers creatinine, and helps you feel more energized and balanced each day. Consistency is the bridge between knowing what to do and actually experiencing better health. You can make the smartest food choices, drink more water, or avoid the nuts that stress your kidneys, but none of it will truly transform your creatinine levels unless you stick with these habits day after day. Your kidneys respond to patterns, not one-time efforts. They thrive when you create a steady environment of support, nourishment, and reduced stress. This is why consistency is one of the most powerful tools you have in improving kidney health and maintaining balanced creatinine levels. Think of your body like a finely tuned system. Every day it adapts to the signals you give it. When you consistently choose kidney-friendly foods, your body learns to function more efficiently. When you consistently hydrate, your kidneys are never forced to work overtime. When you consistently avoid high-stress foods, inflammation settles down and filtration improves. These small, repeated actions create momentum. Over time, this momentum becomes your new normal, a healthier, more stable internal environment that naturally supports better kidney function. One of the best ways to build consistency is to focus on habits that are small enough to maintain even on difficult days. Instead of trying to completely change your entire diet at once, commit to 1 or 2 daily practices. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Maybe it's choosing macadamias instead of almonds. Maybe it's avoiding processed snacks during the workday. These may feel like tiny steps, but they accumulate into meaningful improvements. Another part of consistency is planning. When you prepare your environment, stocking kidney-friendly nuts, keeping water accessible, organizing your meals, you reduce the chances of slipping back into old habits. Most people don't fail because they don't care. They fail because their environment isn't set up to support them. When you remove friction, consistent habits become almost effortless. It's also important to stay patient. Healthy kidneys don't improve overnight. Your creatinine levels may take weeks or months to show noticeable change, depending on where you're starting from. But every day you make a positive choice, you're investing in long-term kidney strength. You may not see it immediately, but your body feels it. Your energy begins to rise, your swelling begins to go down, your mind becomes clearer. These subtle improvements are signs that your efforts are working. Consistency also builds confidence. As you repeat healthy habits, you begin to trust yourself more. You feel capable, you feel in control of your health, and that mindset alone can carry you further than any quick fix or temporary diet ever could. Your kidneys need stability, and you have the power to give it to them, one consistent, mindful choice at a time. A powerful truth every person needs to understand is this: your body is always trying to move toward healing, balance, and strength. It never stops working for you, not for a single moment. Even when you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed by rising creatinine levels, your kidneys are still doing everything they can to protect you. And this is exactly why your choices matter. When you give your body the right support, it responds. When you remove the foods that stress your kidneys and replace them with options that nourish and calm inflammation, your entire system begins to shift. This is the essence of the motivational takeaway. You are not helpless and you are not stuck. You have the power to change your health one decision at a time. Many people fall into the trap of thinking they need dramatic changes to see results. They imagine huge diets, complicated routines, or impossible discipline, but real transformation begins with the simplest steps. When you remove almonds, cashews, and pistachios from your diet, you're not just avoiding a food, you're reducing the strain on your kidneys. When you choose macadamias, pecans, or a couple of Brazil nuts instead, you're not just eating differently, you're sending your kidneys a message: I'm working with you, not against you, and your body responds to that cooperation. Every time you drink water instead of soda, your kidneys feel relief. Every time you choose real food over processed snacks, your filtration system gets a break. Every time you make a small, mindful choice, you build momentum toward healing. And the beautiful part is that these small victories add up. You may not see the change immediately on a lab report, but you may feel it in your energy, your clarity, your digestion, your mood. All of these improvements are signs that your body is moving in the right direction. This journey is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about understanding that you deserve to feel better and you have the ability to make that happen. The motivational takeaway is simple. You are capable of far more than you think. Your kidneys are resilient, your body is intelligent, and your health is not beyond your control. The moment you decide to take ownership of your habits, everything begins to shift. And once you start feeling that shift, even if it's small, you realize something empowering, healing is not only possible, it's already happening. Keep choosing foods that support you. Keep removing the ones that don't. Keep believing in your ability to change. Your body is ready. You just have to meet it halfway. Your health is in your hands. One simple choice at a time. Avoid the nuts that stress your kidneys. Choose the ones that nourish your body and watch your creatinine come back into balance. Start today. Stay consistent. And remember, your body was designed to heal. Let's help it do exactly that.